In reaction to North Korea wanting bigger nuclear weapons, governments and citizens are discussing whether South Korea should do the same. Polls show the majority of South Koreans support the country having its own nuclear defence capabilities.
Kim Jong-un wants bigger and better nuclear weapons, calling for a, quote, exponential increase in North Korea's nuclear arsenal. A compelling reason for a growing number of South Koreans to believe that they too should have nuclear weapons.
It is very striking how it's gone from really a fringe discussion to very mainstream.
South Korea is protected by the US nuclear umbrella, but for some conservatives, the pledge to come to Seoul's aid, up to and including using nuclear weapons if under attack, is no longer enough. Not helped by former US President Donald Trump, who turned traditional alliances on their head, suggesting the US shouldn't be defending South Korea, citing expense.
The alliance was on thin ice during the Trump administration, and so on some level it's a natural response for South Korea to seek out ways in which to enhance its autonomous defense capability.
Of course, North Korea doesn't want South Korea to have nuclear weapons. Now they can ignore the South Korean military, but they will be nervous if we have enough nuclear weapons, as we have enough nuclear material to make more than 4,000 weapons.
A poll conducted by Gallup Korea last September found 55% of those polled supported South Korea having its own nuclear weapons. Other polls show even higher support, but some experts say the reality would be very different.
So the funny thing about nuclear weapons is that your weapons don't offset their weapons. And the best example I can think of that is, look at Israel. Israel is nuclear armed, and it is terrified of Iran getting nuclear weapons. So Israel's nuclear weapons don't in any fundamental way offset the threat they feel from Iran's nuclear weapons.
South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol also floated the idea of a nuclear program last week, speaking to his defense ministry. Comments walked back by those around him. Yoon has been calling for stronger extended deterrence for months. Some conservatives favour redeployment of US tactical nuclear weapons to the peninsula.
Putting US nukes back on the peninsula makes no military sense. They currently are on very hard to find, hard to target weapons platforms, and to take the weapons off of them and put them into a bunker in South Korea, which is a very enticing preemptive target for North Korea, what you've done is you've degraded your capabilities.
Washington says that the extended deterrence is solid and the nuclear umbrella is intact. And it also points to the fact that some 28,500 US troops are permanently stationed here on the peninsula, which could have a very real tripwire effect. And the last thing that the US wants, or China for that matter, is a nuclear arms race among America's allies in Asia.